Good morning, everybody. Morning. Wow. I love that singing bowl, by the way. Just that resonance is just so gorgeous. So welcome. Good to see everybody. So welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Hillsborough, just in case you thought you were somewhere else, where we strive to be an open and welcoming congregation to all who seek community and support. We don't worship in one specific way each week and don't require that we all hold a specific creed. We're a covenant community committed to our UU values of interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice centered in love. We offer loving support for each other in our individual lifelong quest for truth and meaning in matters of our personal faith. So, whoever you are, member, guest, or friend, and for whatever reason or purpose guided you here to join us together today, either in person or online, we welcome you. And in the spirit of welcoming, let's turn to each other and wish everyone a good morning. Good morning, everybody. That always feels good. My name's Linda Seligman, and I'm the worship coordinator, and Henley Holder Brown is our special speaker today, and he's the chaplain. Our theme this month is flourishing together. And since we are a lay-led congregation, there are so many folks here who do wonderful things. G did an awesome thing for me this morning. So we all contribute together and communicate and make things happen. And thank you to everybody who does special things here. And you know who you are. And a reminder, by the way, that this is an excellent time to make sure your phone is not singing. And before we create our time of worship, let's take a moment to share any important announcements that are not on the back of our order of service. So if you have an announcement, come on out.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I'm the treasurer, and it is the very end of our fiscal year. So if you have any requests for reimbursements for things that you've paid for this fiscal year, right now is the time to submit those requests. Otherwise, we will not pay you back. So submit your requests if you want the reimbursement. And also, it's the end of the pledge drive. What am I trying to say? Submit your pledge payments for this fiscal year if you haven't yet, because the next, if you start paying in July, they'll be for the next fiscal year. Okay.
Hi everyone, just want to say that the next Justice Film Screening night will be July 10th. There's information out on the board up there. And Justice team will be meeting after the service.
Okay. If you attended any part of General Assembly this year and you're interested in maybe talking a little bit about what you experienced on July 12th, or again, if you don't feel like talking about it, but you would like to chat with Amy and Linda and I immediately after service, we'd love to do that.
Okay, thank you. So this is our time to light our chalice today. And Chaplain Henley Brown Holderbrow will be doing that for us. Living with Pride by Lori Gorgas-Heldman. We light our chalice flame for those who have lived their lives in closets of shame, for those who furtively visited the bars where nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riot and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague, which still takes far too many, too young, too soon. So many gone. So many never lived to see out gay kids singing on TV, out gay people serving in the military, marriage equality, families formed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these and for all our siblings of the rainbow, surviving, living life out in the open with pride.
The opening reading today is called Wholeness by Sharon Wiley. And this is a call to worship that was written for the Transgender Day of Visibility. We speak so often of brokenness in religious life. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you. Every part of you beautiful just the way you are. Here you do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back, no hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here. Nothing to prove to me, or to the person sitting next to you, or to the children, or to anyone. You don't have to try and be witty, or more quiet, or more outgoing. You are beautiful, every part of you beautiful, just the way you are. You do not need to change anything about yourself to be welcome here. Your skin, your hair, your belly, your limbs, your face, all beautiful just the way they are. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you different from each, and beautiful in your own beautiful way. Breathtaking. Let us worship together.
We are gentle, angry people.
This screen has been a wonderful addition, hasn't it? It's nice to just be able to stand and sing. I love that. So ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, and a sharing community where our joys are celebrated, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. So each Sunday we take some time to reflect on the special happenings that have occurred since we last gathered together. And some of us choose to share aloud, while others choose to remain silent. And here we make room for both. And for those of you who would like to share aloud, please take a moment to center yourself, collect your thoughts, so that what you share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief enough so everyone has an opportunity to share. And for those of you online, we are live streaming. There'll be a short break while people here speak, and we do not share what's happening during that time. So what's here stays here. And if you'd like to share your joys or concerns, please put it in the chat, and we'll be happy to read it aloud for you and drop a stone. So let's stop for about 3 big breaths, center ourselves. We hold all of these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken. By remaining silent for a moment, let us consider what has been shared and how we might respond. And let us close together with Amen and blessed be. Amen, blessed be. And now for the children's recessional.
Your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice. As you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
And at this time every Sunday, we take up a monetary offering which supports our social justice work in our Orange County communities. And this month, our plate offering goes to UU Justice Ministries, UUJM. They organize
Mutual aid.
a mutual aid. Oh, I'm sorry, mutual aid. There you go. And thank you for your generosity. It goes to a good cause, okay?
Let's be louder on the last verse.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. Ooh.
Reva and the Songbirds. That was lovely. Love that one voice. And please join me in our prayer of collective gratitude. For the love that surrounds us every morning, and for the friends beside us, and the generous gifts just received. Let us be truly grateful. And now, I would like to tell you about our speaker today. I have the unique privilege and honor to welcome back to UUCH a wonderful chaplain friend, Henley Holder Brown. He and I actually started off in chaplaincy at Hillsborough Hospital, so I've known Henley for a long time. It's great to see you back. And Amy, the famous Amy on Facebook. So Henley Levi Holder Brown is a disabled, queer, and trans Native and Jewish white person who lives in Durham, North Carolina with their partner, Amy, and 3 dogs, Loki, that's how you say it, right? Leah and Daphne. They're also a hospital chaplain with Duke Home Care and Hospice and aspiring death doula. They enjoy going on nature walks to local trails like the Eno or Umstead, and they're passionate about reclaiming cultural, spiritual, and native practices for themselves and others with intentionality and curiosity. So thank you, Henley, for joining us this morning. We're really looking forward to your talk today.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for welcoming me here once again. I always enjoy being here with you all. Today, this is maybe my first time doing this, but a dear trans man who is someone I didn't know personally, but someone that was a part of a couple of communities I'm a part of, including my seminary, died by suicide this week, and I found out about that on Facebook. So this is for Brian George Kleiber. May their memory be for a blessing and liberation. And I want to read something that Bishop Kieran Olivetta wrote for them. She is with the Methodist Church. She wrote, "In a world that demands binary certainty, recognizing that you don't fit the role society has assigned for you can be dangerous knowledge. Voices may try to deny what you know to be true about yourself, and some may even use harm or force to push you into a box where you don't belong. The weight of that pressure on body, mind, and spirit can run deep. The journey toward living authentically often comes at a cost. Brian George Kleiber worked so hard as a trans man to become the person God created him to be. My heart is shattered as I learn of their passing." So I just want to remember Brian today as someone I didn't know personally, but whose life touched the lives of many people that I know. So today's sermon is really more of a look at queer history and how that can help us reflect on our present and our future. When I reflect on the history of LGBTQ rights in the United States and look at where we are today, I have to admit that sometimes I wonder how far we've really come. But when I look at the leaders of the Stonewall uprisings that started today, 57 years ago, on this day actually, the way they fought for their right to simply exist in this world leads me to believe that in order for society to shift into a more just, equitable one, requires consistent, drastic, direct action. And that means showing up, not just when there's a crisis, which right now feels like always. It means showing up every day in some way and creating change together. So when I look to the leaders from around that time, the ones whose names we know and the ones whose names we don't know. 4 leaders in particular: Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, Miss Major Griffin Gracie, and Stormy de la Verre. Those are the leaders that I realized are now all ancestors. Miss Major Griffin Gracie passed, I believe, earlier this year. They're all ancestors, or as I like to say, transcestors. May all of their memories be for a blessing and for liberation. All four of these activists lived and worked in New York City or around New York City at the time. And all four mentioned here, at least two of them died untimely deaths. Sylvia Rivera, a Latinx trans woman, died when she was 50 years old from liver cancer, a few years after her friend Marsha P. Johnson. They were best friends. Johnson was a Black trans woman and drag queen. Together they co-founded STAR, which stands for Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, and that was specifically for direct action and support of queer and trans people living in New York at the time. Marsha P. Johnson died at 46 under mysterious circumstances, initially ruled as a suicide, but many suspect she was most likely murdered. So it's just a reminder that it takes hard work and unfortunately often comes at a cost. Building community, reaching across cultural, religious, racial, sexual, and gender differences. And sometimes that means and has meant violent uprising, not to intentionally inflict bodily harm, but a willingness to protect the most vulnerable among us. And that may mean, and does mean often, destroying and upending the institutions and policies that help create the unjust conditions we are living in today in the first place. Queer folks know this firsthand. Before the Stonewall uprisings, which police and government officials refer often to as riots, there were protests at Compton's cafeteria in California in 1966, led by trans women and queer femmes who just wanted a safe place to be themselves. Again, often referred to as riots, but what actually happened was trans and queer people saying enough is enough and fighting back. Fast forward 57 years after the Stonewall uprisings, if you happen to have been alive 57 years ago, you can maybe imagine, like, if most of your dearest friends in your younger years had died before they even made it past 40. Some of you don't have to imagine that. If you're a part of the queer community, you lived that. Some were lucky if they made it to 50. Most queer folks have had to fight for their queer present in hopes that they would even have a future, especially queer and trans people of color. Alok Vadmenon on the Man Enough podcast in 2021 said, "People have been taught to fear the very things that have the potential to set them free." 57 years after the Stonewall uprisings, and queer history is being dramatically, cruelly erased. And sometimes, I don't think we're nearly angry enough. Or maybe we are, but we're just so tired because we're having to fight again and again. I will be 35 years old next weekend, and I am already considered a trans elder. Trans people are growing older. Queer people are able to marry their beloveds. These are rights that everyone should have. To grow older and wiser, to get gray hair, to qualify for Social Security, to marry who you want to love. Things that many folks in power or with significant privilege, just because of how they were born or who they are, often take for granted because they haven't had to fight for that as hard. What I know about us being the queer community at large, is that we don't give up. Not when they threaten trans women in bars for cross-dressing, not now when they threaten the safety of trans kids everywhere and prevent trans folks from getting passports. I also know that we can't do it alone, because who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. More people are hitting the streets these days, and more people need to if they have the capacity. Boycotting, divesting, striking from something every day. Maybe we have to throw more bricks. against authoritarian regimes who seek to destroy us and prevent us from even being remembered by future generations, little by little, one brick at a time. I work in death care, and sometimes I wonder, what does it mean to look back at your life and the legacy that you lived? And how do you want to be remembered? And I don't think I actually care if anyone remembers my name. I do care that the life that I live and the life that we live carries forward to the next generation. In many Native American traditions, they look to their elders and the children, to the seventh generation, meaning your life and how you live it now should extend to the future 7 generations from now. And that often means planting seeds for something you never get to see grow while you're still alive. So maybe we are angry enough. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here, in this group in particular. Maybe we are angry all day long, every day, and all that rage should be a guiding light, a compass that points us towards action. But sometimes we're too oppressed and exhausted and struck down to rise back up. Don't let them keep you down. Alok Vadman says, and this is of people not in the queer community, the reason you don't fight for me is because you're not fighting for yourself fully. And any movement that's trying to emancipate men from the shackles of heteropatriarchy, emancipate women from traditional gender ideology, has to have trans and non-binary people at the forefront, because we are actually the most honest. We're tracing the root. So how do we get to the future? The queer future, if we will. How do we actually flourish together? Because it's nice to talk about it. That's a start. It's different to actually live your life with intention, with your eyes on the present, without wasting a moment, as well as keeping your eyes on future liberation. You can't get to the future by bypassing where we are right now, but it doesn't mean we can't dream and build our way there. Because our existence is resistance, yes, but I want more for us than just existing. I want queer present leading to queer thriving and queer flourishing. And that's hard work. That is roll up your sleeves every day and put some elbow grease in it kind of work. Our ancestors fought for their present so that we could have a future. This quote from Keegan Williams in an article called Trans People Are Magical says that there is a certain magic among trans people simply existing. Just our presence, our reluctance to conform to the constructs around gender that have been instilled in all of us since birth is powerful. And that, to me, applies to everyone. Trans people offer everyone a certain freedom, a permission to exist authentically and embrace all of the innate elements that make us human. So, where are your bricks? I mean that metaphorically and maybe literally. Bricks can be used for many things, for building a different world. Do you have them? Those things you're willing to do for liberation today that will lead to a future tomorrow. Are you ready? Sometimes we have to do things before we're ready. So let's go together and fight back against our oppressors. In closing, I have a longish poem and a short poem from 2 queer poets, one gone too soon, Andrea Andy Gibson, who died from terminal cancer last year, and another from Denise Smith. This first one is called Every Time I Ever Say I Want to Die. Every time I ever said I want to die, I meant I am willing to do anything to live, even leave this world forever, even build a new home atop a nebula, stick a straw into a buried lake on Mars, get tipsy on anti-gravity, invent new constellations, walking the lines between undiscovered stars. When God pulls me over and asks, "Can you touch your nose?" I could say, "What nose?" I'd be a bodiless, shadow in reverse, a patch of light made by the darkness I escaped. The psychology manuals say no one really wants to die. They want relief. They believe they will never find it in this world. That belief could be right or wrong. One would have to stay to find out. Friend, if you stay, at least we will be together, and I have an extra straw. I could show you where the lakes on this planet are buried, how you do not need light years to reach them. The dark years work too, sometimes better. Sometimes grief is the fastest route to truth. In addition to the straw, I also have a slingshot that fires rock bottoms directly at the sun until change spills from its golden pockets. And that's how I got my hands on this summer afternoon. We can do anything with it. Sunbathe or scream or forgive ourselves. Everything, most especially the thread we could not convince to close our wounds. If your wounds are still open, trust they are doors to an answer and walk through. What if we don't have to be healed to be whole? There are holes in every inch of the fabric that makes me who I am. But pull the string on my back, and I'll say I love you and mean it whenever you want. Come flood my home with your eyes. I read that people scream when they are in pain because screaming actually lessens the pain. Anyone who asks you to hold your tongue is asking you to hold the heaviest thing in the galaxy. Forget them and remember, you can tell me anything about how hard it is to stop flirting with your expiration date. I understand being wooed by the finish line of sadness. Infinity still sends me nudes every day. I won't deny she looks amazing, but I am taken. My hand now promised to writing every page of my story except its end. Friend, you are who taught me that a difficult life is not less worth living than a gentle one. Joy is just easier to carry than sorrow, and you could lift a city from how long you've been spent holding what's nearly impossible to hold. This world needs those who know how to do that. Those who can find a tunnel with no light at the ends of it and hold it up like a telescope, to show that the darkness contains many truths that could bring the light to its knees. Grief astronomer, adjust the lens, look close, tell us what you see. And this last poem by Denise Smith is called Little Prayer. Let ruin end here. Let him find honey where there was once a slaughter. Let him enter the lion's cage and find a field of lilacs. Let this be the healing, and if not, let it be. Amen, and blessed be.
And now we will have our closing hymn, Answering the Call of Love. And thank you so much for your sermon. It was lovely. That's number 1014 in your teal hymnal.
If you're looking at the hymnal, it says standing on the side of love, but the author has asked it to be answering the call of love. So that's what's going to be up on the screen. And if you're looking in the book, just try to remember to say that instead.
Sorry.
Truth in our
Thank you. So for our closing words, the words will appear above. This is a call and response. So I am going to read the type that is in black, and you all will read the colored ones, the rainbow
I have
ones.
2 seconds to put this together, so.
Yeah. He did an amazing job. He's brilliant. So this is called We Answer the Call of Love, amazingly enough. Okay, so I guess I'll stand here. In the face, okay, then I'll stand over here. In the face of hate,
We answer the call of love.
in the face of exclusion,
We answer the call of inclusion.
in the face of homophobia,
We answer the call of LGBTQ rights.
in the face of racism,
We answer the call of justice for all races.
in the face of xenophobia,
We answer the call of pluralism.
in the face of misogyny,
We answer the call of women's rights.
in the face of demagoguery,
We answer the call of reason.
in the face of religious intolerance,
We answer the call of diversity.
in the face of narrow nationalism,
We answer the call of global community.
in the face of bigotry,
We answer the call of open-mindedness.
in the face of despair.
We answer the call of hope.
As Unitarian Universalists, we answer the call of love now more than ever. Now please join me as we extinguish our sacred UU flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let us close together with Amen and blessed be.
Amen and blessed be.
And go in peace, my friends. Blessed be. Do your good work out there.